Welcome everybody to Tino's Time Wrestling. And on this episode, I'm going to give you a pre-show analysis for everything that's going to go down this Tuesday night at NXT Great American Bash. And if you don't remember what the Great American Bash was, way back in my day when I was growing up in 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, for a 5-year span, the Great American Bash was a famous pay-per-view. Actually, for six years it was. I'm sorry. It went until 2009, and then it took a little break until 2012. But the Great American Bash was a pay-per-view that always happened in July. It was during the summer. It was a party. It was awesome. It was kind of like SummerSlam, but it wasn't like the biggest party of the summer. It was like a biggest party this summer, getting ready for SummerSlam, and we saw matches like The Undertaker versus the Dudley Boys and a handicap concrete cryptic match. That match was deadly. We saw Batista versus JBL, the newly Hall of Famer for the World Heavyweight Champion. We saw Rey Mysterio versus King Booker for the World Heavyweight Champion. We even saw John Cena versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Champion. And who would have thought 14 years later that at Money in the Bank, Bobby Lashley will be defending now the WWE Champion. That is just phenomenal. We've talked about it in my show. But the Great American Bash has always been an amazing pay-per-view. So if you don't have Peacock, go subscribe, go watch all these amazing matches, because the Great American Bash has always been one of really good underrated pay-per-views. And I was really upset when they got rid of it in 2012 and we didn't see it for a while. But thank God the NXT, the Black and Gold brand, is bringing it back. But before I get to that, let's talk about the celebration of the New World Order, NWO. On July 7, 1996, Hulk Hogan uncorked the leg drop on Macho Man Randy Savage and joined forces with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and announced that they were forming the New World Order. With that, sports entertainment would change and it would never be the same. To accommodate and to celebrate this 25-year milestone, join WWE in celebrating all week on Peacock and on the WWE network everywhere else. They're going to be having the best of NWO. We're going to be having on the bump on Wednesday morning. We're going to have X-Pac and a brand new episode premiering this Sunday live on the Peacock and the WWE network. A new Broken Skull session episode with your man 316 Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he will be having his own. The new guest on the new episode will be Kevin Nash. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. So join your boy Tino and join the WWE universe as we celebrate the amazing things that the NWO and the New World Order and how they changed the WWE world forever. But let's go back and let's go 25 years later, and now let's talk about the Great American Bash that we are going to see this Sunday. And we have 4 amazing matches. We have 2 major segments have been announced, and 4th of July may have gone and passed, and I hope everybody had a safe and happy 4th of July. Hopefully everybody has all 10 fingers. I got all 10 still. We've seen a lot of crazy things, but the Black and Gold brand are ready to take over, and it's time for the 2nd annual Great American Bash for NXT this Tuesday. Like I said, on the USA Network, it's gonna be so much action in 2-hour special. We have 3 championship matches. We have both tag titles on the line. The Way, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell are going to put the titles on the line versus Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. That match is going to be a banger. The challengers earned their shot in a triple threat match last week. And as for the men, MSK will defend their titles against Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. And this is a team that they have not lost a 2-on-2 match, but, or I'm sorry, MSK has not yet to lose a 2-on-2 match. So they are undefeated as a tag team. My bad, I got my stats wrong. I got my information wrong. It's MSK that is undefeated. Make sure we get that right, people. But not for now for singles matches. We are going to see the oldest title defended last month. We saw LA Knight climb the ladder and win the $1 million title, and now we're going to see him defend it versus Cameron Grimes, and Cameron Grimes is going to take it back and take it to the moon and back, baby. He's going to take that $1 million title from LA Knight, but I'll tell you why I think Cameron Grimes is going to win a little bit later on, and let's get it back for Ted DiBiase. Also, we are going to see Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole 2. It is going to be a serious match, and it's been a serious rivalry, and this match is going to main event the show, and it's going to be a banger, and it's going to be a match that you don't want to miss if you're a WWE fan. Also, we have a face-off between Killian Cross and the Ways, Johnny Gargano. You know, I thought there was going to be a match I thought that they announced that there was going to be a match, but it's going to be a face-off, so we'll have to see what happens in that. And the last segment that they're going to have on the show, it's going to be a celebration by Hit Row as they celebrate Isaiah Swerve Scott beating Bronson Reed for the North American Championship. And now I've told you all the headlines and we've talked about all the matches. Let's get into my predictions on what I think is going to go on for each match, and then let's talk about what's going to go on for each segment, and maybe we'll see what's going to happen, what's not. Maybe somebody will come out and interfere. Maybe we'll see an impromptu North American Championship match. We'll have to see, but let's not waste any more time and let's get into my predictions. And the first match I want to start with is the Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell versus Io Shirai and Zoe Stark for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And you know, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell have been very impressive as a tag team. I've liked everything that they have done, but you know, Zoe Stark is a very underrated person that is on this roster that I think in the future that can be an NXT Women's Champion. And you know, putting her with Io Shirai I think is great right now. She's going to learn from a former champion, and I think those two work very well together. But, you know, I think this match will be awesome. I think all four women are going to put on a show. But in the end of this match, I'm going to say the Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell are still going to be your tag team champions, and they're going to go on, and we're probably going to see a Dakota Kai versus Raquel Gonzalez versus The Way for the titles down the road. I just don't see Zoe Stark and Io Shirai winning this match. I think it's going to be an awesome match, like I said, and I think they're going to put on a show. But I just don't think that they're going to put the titles on them, and I just think Candice and Indy are those heels that I think they should hold it for a little bit of time, and, you know, let's see them hold it to the point where they get it established and, you know, everything like that, because we saw what happened when you take it off champion and you put it back and forth, kind of like what they're doing on the main roster. But let's not talk about the main roster on this show. This is about the underground, the black and gold brand. So I'm taking the Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell to be your still women's NXT championships. Now, let's go to the men's side and let's talk about the men's tag team championship match. It's MSK, Wes Lee, and Nash Carter versus Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. And like I said earlier, MSK is undefeated on 2-on-2 tag team matches. And, you know, I think that this match, I think these four men are going to beat the living hell out of each other. You know what Tommaso Ciampa could do. Timothy Thatcher has no teeth, toothless Timmy. Like, he just beats the hell out of everybody. And, you know, in this match, I thought it would have been cool to maybe see, like, a false count anywhere or some type of a stipulation. But I don't think maybe they don't really need one. I still think that this match is going to be awesome either way. And, you know, I can't wait to see what they do. But in the end, I want to say Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher are going to win this match. But I can't. I'm going with MSK and staying your NXT tag team champions. I don't see Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher as much as I would personally like to see it happen and see them win. I just don't think that it's going to happen. So I need to get some predictions right. So I'm going to go with MSK. And, you know, this tag team match is still going to be a banger, and I can't wait to watch it. the next match on the card I want to talk about, it's LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes for the $1 million title, baby. I don't know why I said baby like it was Adam Cole in it. But the $1 million title is a title that Ted DiBiase owned, and then he sold it and he did all the things back in the day and he brought it back. And LA Knight and Cameron Grimes battled in a great ladder match. This ladder match was awesome. And in the end, LA Knight ended up winning, and he ended up taking the title and ended up being the $1 million champion. And after the past few weeks on NXT, he's doing a bunch of promos and a bunch of video packages with a bunch of women, and is sitting in hot tubs and doing his thing and sitting by the pool and just laying in the beach and, just whatever the heck he wants to do, because he's the $1 million champion and he's got all the money in the world. But don't forget about Cameron Grimes. This man's a baller, and this man's got money. He's got money. He don't care where it goes. He'll buy a car. He'll slam it. He'll go buy a new one. I got all the money in the world. I think this match is going to be really good. And, in my opinion, I don't think LA Knight should have won the ladder match. I really wanted Cameron Grimes to win. So I'm going to go with my heart on this one, and I'm going to take Cameron Grimes, because as much as I like LA Knight and I think that he's going to be a great champion in the future, I just think that like an NXT North American champion, I think that one day we could see him in the NXT championship picture. But I would really like to see Cameron Grimes win this match, and let's see what he does with that $1 million title, because I think he'd be 10 times better than LA Knight. Not saying that LA Knight is doing bad with it. I know he hasn't had it for too long either, but I just would like to see Cameron Grimes and just see let's see what he does. And this rivalry's been going on for a while, so if we have to see a third match, I'm not mad about it, because these 2 out of 3 matches, or these rivalries that last a little bit in NXT, are actually good stories and they keep going. Unlike WWE, if you watched Talk Is Jericho with CJ Perry, aka Lana, she said that Vince McMahon changes the script 18 times before Raw, and she would do 60. She said that she spent 19 hours in the PC for doing a 60-second skit. Oh my God, that's horrible. You should not be doing that. So, and I know this isn't NXT, or I know this isn't Raw, but I would just rather see that. So, like I said, before I lose track of what I was talking about, I'm going to take Cameron Grimes to win the $1 million title and be your new $1 million champion, Cameron Grimes, and he's going to take it home, and he's going to take it to the moon and back, baby! So, now, let's talk about the 4th match and the final match that has been announced for the card. I'm sure there'll be another match or two possibly on the card, but Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly 2 is going to be a banger, people. This match is going to be awesome. These two men beat the living hell out of each other in an unsanctioned match, and it was awesome to watch. And I was so happy that Kyle O'Reilly won. And I thought that we weren't going to see them fight ever again, but kind of like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like they did in the Last Man Standing match, these two can fight forever too, because I love every single match. And this one is just going to be a downright singles match. There's no stipulations. It's not like it is sanctioned and everything, so we'll have to see. But like I said, with them adding the stipulation to the tag team match for the tag team titles, I think that this is a match that is still going to be great between these two guys, because these two guys are the best in the world at what they do. Sorry, Jericho, I had to say it, but they are very good at what they do, and they're 2 of the best in NXT right now. But in the end, I think that Adam Cole is going to win this match, and he's going to go, because there are rumors that he is supposed to come out and come up to the main roster in the Superstar Shakeup that is happening in August. So I don't know why, but I feel like that this is the match that he is going to win. He's going to go out on. I'm sure we're going to see him on NXT and do his thing, but I just have a feeling that this is going to be his last major match in NXT. And if that's how it is, that's how it is. But let's have Adam Cole go on top, because he's been in NXT since the beginning, and not since the beginning, but a couple of years later when he came in and he beat up Drew McIntyre and he formed Undisputed Era. But Adam Cole's been a staying main and the main guy in NXT for a very long time. So as much as I love you, Kyle O'Reilly, I'm taking Adam Cole, baby, to win the main event. But we have 4 matches, and I went over the 4 matches. Now let's talk about the two segments. Sorry, I forgot segments. Woo! Segments. Let's talk about the two segments that have been announced. And the first one I want to talk about is the newly crowned NXT North American Champion Isaiah Swerve Scott and Hit Row are going to host a championship Cyber to celebrate. It's just a celebration for Isaiah Swerve Scott to celebrate his first taste of NXT Gold on Tuesday night at the Great American Bash. And what does this mean? Because when they come out and they do these types of segments and everybody's celebrating, we see the next person come out. We see the next person that wants to come out and challenge that tag champion, that main champion, whoever it may be. There's always somebody that comes out during these things. So who could it be? Who is going to come out and end up being the next challenger for the North American Championship? Are we going to see Bronson Reed get a rematch? Are we going to see somebody new? Are we going to see Pete Dunne come out? Are we going to see maybe like an maybe Austin Theory will randomly come out and do his thing? Austin Theory, I don't know why, but, maybe he'll want to try to take the gold. I don't know, but we'll have to see. And in this championship celebration, celebration. I don't know why I can't say that today. Maybe we'll just see it go clean, and maybe. But in the past, if you've watched WWE all of these years, there's always something that happens, and I just cannot wait to see, because I love Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, and everything that they're doing in Hit Row. If you don't know who Top Dollar is, he's AJ from the WWE's Most Wanted Treasure. He's got the coolest job in the world. But I just love this. In my opinion, I love this group, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. But that's just something you have to think about. So I'm going to go, like I said I'm going to go Pete Dunne is going to come out and interrupt him and try to talk to him. But maybe we'll see somebody like Kushida. Maybe Kushida will want to take 2 championships and be 2-belt Kushida. Who knows? We'll have to find out this Tuesday live on the USA Network. But the last thing that I want to talk about, because, I've been talking for a little bit now, and you guys probably don't want to listen to me talk for too much longer. So let's get to the last thing that's going to happen on the card at the Great American Bash, NXT Black and Gold style. It's Killian Cross versus the Ways, Johnny Gargano in a face-off. This is a match I thought was going to happen. And I thought this was going to be a match, but it ended up being announced on Instagram and on Twitter that it's just going to be a face-off. So maybe we'll see a match down the road. Johnny Gargano did earn his right to be the next number one contender to face Killian Cross, and we'll have to see what happens. But I would love to see a match with these two down the road, because as hot as Killian Cross is and how much he's owning NXT and how he's beating the hell out of everybody, and he's taking names and burying souls and burying everything, and he's just taking it all in NXT. So we'll have to see what happens between these two men on NXT, and I can't wait to see them go face to face and see them just beat the hell out of each other. NXT, the Great American Bash, is going to be an amazing card. We have 4 matches, we have 2 great segments, and I just can't wait to see everything that goes down in this 2 hours that is going to be non-stop action, people. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope everybody enjoyed my predictions. I hope everybody learned a little bit of something about the Great American Bash. Because like I said, if you haven't watched those matches that happened at the Great American Bash back in the day in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, from 2004 to 2009, go watch the Great American Bashes, people. They're on Peacock. Go watch it. Go sign up. Go subscribe. Come on. Help it out. Speaking of subscribe, go subscribe to Tino Time 1996 and help your boy Tino out. We got to get those numbers up. We got to get those subscribers out, because it's almost the biggest party of the summer. And your boy Tino's Time Wrestling wants to go to the moon and back, baby. See how I did I just brought Cameron Grimes into it? Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. I hope everybody had a safe and happy 4th of July. I hope everybody will be having a safe summer, and we're all doing okay. Everything is almost back to normal, and I just cannot wait. So, until Money in the Bank in a few weeks, when we see the men's the women's ladder matches, we see Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. We see Edge versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Before we see all those amazing matches. And, just remember, go subscribe. So until Money in the Bank, this is your boy Tino, signing out.